Hello everybody. I wanted to do a tour for you. I haven't shown you guys the inside of the shop in I think more than a year, and a lot has changed in that time. So I'm actually thinking I'm gonna also put this on YouTube eventually too. So whether you're watching this live in our Ornament Girls private Facebook group, or if you're watching it later on YouTube, hello. I hope that you will enjoy seeing kind of what we've got going on here. So this is when you first walk into our shop, and I wish I could like kind of zoom out a little bit, but I feel like it's really close up. So this is where everybody kind of signs in when they come in. All of our team members, they sign in on the iPad, and then we've got a little bit of fabric storage here as well. You're gonna see throughout this video that we have got fabric shoved in every nook and cranny in this place. There is like, we are busting at the seams. So anyway, hello everybody who is joining. Oh yay, I'm so happy to see you guys here. So these three tables are where we do most of our fabric cutting that we do here in the shop. While we do that for 3 weeks of the month, the other week of the month, this is where we box up kits. So we always have like our shipping week, because it takes about a week for us to package up all of the kits. So that's where that happens on these tables. And actually, here is the June kits. They are getting ready to leave the shop. We're going to be putting labels on all day tomorrow, and then they will be picked up bright and early on Tuesday. I don't know if you can see how many. It's a lot. And then down here, this is where this is where everybody puts stuff that I'm going to have to list in the shop. So I spend about 1 day a week doing photography of all of our upcoming products for the shop, listing them, all that kind of stuff. So this is where we store all that while it's waiting for me to get to it. I'm trying to read comments, sorry. Hello guys. Okay, so anyway, and then down on the bottoms of the other tables is where we store kit parts as they're being made. And actually there's no more here on this one because we just boxed up the June kit, but you can see where we've gotten started on some other ones down here, and we just put them in those plastic bins and store them through the month. And then during shipping week, they all come out, and that's when we get everything all boxed up. And through the month, we start making all those little white boxes, and they get stacked all along these shelves. It takes a long time to make all these boxes. So we store them all up on the shelves, and then closer to the actual shipping time, we even have to start putting them on pallets on the floor because they don't all fit up on the shelves. But we try to wait until the last minute to do that because you can see we are kind of out of space in here. I mean, we're pretty organized for how much is in here, but we don't have a lot of extra space to have stuff like all over the floor. So we try not to like crowd the floor up with stuff until we absolutely have to. That's all foam down on the bottom. We normally don't put foam here. We usually save that for the kits, but we have a lot of foam right now because after the pandemic thing happened, well, it's still happening, but when that happened and we got low on foam, that was really stressful for us. So I got a whole bunch of foam now so that we will have enough to last us. And you can see it's all up in the rafters and everything. Stored on shelves that it normally wouldn't be. And it's all across the entire shop too, say. You can see it all up in there. And here is another view of all those kits getting ready to go out this week. Here is our board where we put everything up for all of our future kits so that everybody knows what's coming up, what jobs we've got, what things need to be done, bagged, cut, all that stuff. And then over here, this table actually folds up and it goes up against that shelf. That way we have the floor space when we need it for shipping week. But during the rest of the month, this is where people sit and like bag up beads, roll up ribbons, all that kind of stuff. And then back there on that shelf, that's where we store all of our extra kit parts. We've got kit parts from kits all the way back from the beginning, so November 2015, and that is just in case, God forbid, somebody opens up their kit and they're missing something, we will be able to replace it. And we always hope that's not going to happen, but we are human. It does happen sometimes, unfortunately. So we save all that stuff so that we can always replace something if we have to. Now this table actually usually sits here, and when we're doing shipping throughout the week of just our regular shop sales, we will put all of our boxes over here waiting for the mailman to come and pick up. But during shipping week, it comes out here in the middle. We put all of those plastic bins from the kit parts all up on it, and then we walk the table, bagging all of the kits, putting stuff in the bags, and then they come over to those 3 boxing tables like I was describing before, and then that's where they all go into the boxes. Hey everybody, I'm just scrolling back up through the comments for a second. Fort Myers, Florida, you're not too far. Okay, so this is where this is the shop section. So this is something that we had not really planned on when we first moved into this building. Our shop has like exploded in the last, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 years or so, and it has turned into much bigger than what we had ever planned on. So we're kind of squished into this little corner of the shop here, but it's just kind of like growing and growing and taking over. So this is where whoever is doing shipping is basically spending their time. On the back table over there, that's kind of where we organize all of the orders, get them ready. And then in the front here, normally this is cleared off, and this is where we can cut fabric by the yard that we're selling, but we did just have a whole bunch of charms come in. And so we have been bagging them and getting them all skewed up so that they can be put over here. A lot of them actually are already sold out, and they're never going to make it to the shelves. So the charms have been really selling like crazy, which is really exciting. And then that's all the fabric by the yard that we've got right now. Actually, that's not all of it. There's some over here too on that middle table. And then here is all of our shipping boxes that we have to keep full. All of our shipping supplies. And actually, my mom is the one doing this job right now. She's here every day. Oh, and then down here, like tissue paper, all of the packaging type stuff. And then back here is a computer that we set up a few months ago just for her to be able to do her own shipping labels and stuff, because prior to that, I was having to do them all myself in my office, and it's gotten too big. So we needed to have a separate area for that. And then we've got our open boxes of foam in here. And I know that a lot of you guys know that we sell our foam by the piece. So this is where my mom can come and just grab what people have bought. I got cut off, guys. My internet connection went out. So hopefully that won't happen again. Hopefully you guys will see part 2 of this. I was walking around showing you guys all the foam that we've got here. It's all stored back here, along with a whole bunch of pins. And here is a whole bunch of ribbon. So a lot of this ribbon it kind of started out as just my personal stuff, and then it kind of, now that is obviously not all my personal ribbon, but it kind of just like grew into the ribbon from the shop. And so if it's something that we are able to use for a kit, it's stored in here. But like it just kind of depends. If it's a kit that if I know what I'm using it for, we put it aside. But if I know that I have enough for a kit but I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, it goes in here in this aisle. So it's a lot of ribbon. And then along my left side is where I've got kits stuff like stored where I don't want anybody to touch it, because I already know what I'm going to do with it, and it's punishable by death if anybody touches it. I'm just kidding. And we're coming back around here. Here is a bunch of our boxes of little bags that we use every month for the kits, and then there's a bunch of tissue. And then down there is our little white boxes, unmade. Sorry I got cut off before, guys. My internet connection went out. So hopefully everybody will be able to see the second round here. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad you're back. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're coming into my office, which when we moved into this place, and I don't think I mentioned this before, but this was an airplane hangar, this whole thing. But it was divided into 2 sections. There was this room and then this room. And so we made this my office because it was the smaller one, although it's still a little too big. We need some of the space out there. And we've ended up giving it a lot of the shop space here because here is all of our fabric. Look at that. I'm trying to back up so you guys can get the full view. That is all of our fabric for upcoming kits. We've got about a year's worth of fabric up there. Sherry said George needs to add on to the shop. I know. We do. He built these shelves, which this was a major undertaking because that is a lot of weight on those shelves. So the reason why we've got so much like stockpiled is because we have to order it way in advance in order to have enough for the kits. So, you know, obviously we want to, everybody has to have the same fabrics. We can't give some people some fabrics and other people other fabrics. So in order to get enough for a kit, we have to order it before it's actually manufactured. So that's why there is so much. That's why it's so far in advance. And here is a bunch more foam. All up in the rafters. And that section of foam that's up there on top of that room is all for, it's all like specifically set aside for upcoming kits. Again, I don't want anybody to touch it. I'm like, no, no one can touch that. So much foam. It's amazing though how fast it goes. So we've actually already got another container on the way because I just don't want to run out of foam. So here is the rest of in my craft room kind of slash office. I've got a bunch of ribbon there. I actually need to clean that out. It's taking up too much space, but some storage. And then over here, I've got a bunch of floral stuff. I use that for both like in the ornaments and then also for like photography props. So I like to have those on hand. Vicky said, how much of one fabric do you order? It depends on the pattern that we're doing because some of them use less fabric, but I try, when I don't know the pattern ahead of time, I try to get 300 yards of each fabric and sometimes a little bit more because I want to make sure that we'll have enough. And then what happens is sometimes we'll have too much of it and then we just try to sell it by the yard in the shop or we try to find another use for it. But I would way rather have too much than not enough. It's been really stressful when we don't have enough. And in fact, we're going through that right now with an upcoming kit. We're trying to find like 30 more yards of something, and it has been a nightmare to find it. Monica and I both are just searching. We're scouring the universe looking for it, and it's like, we don't know what we're gonna do. So here's my work table. It's kind of a mess right now. And then I've got my own like fabric cutting area here, which also some people in the shop come in here and use this too sometimes. Here is my desk. I've got my embroidery machine back here so that I can plug it into the computer if I need to. All my desk stuff. And then in here is the place where I do the videos and photography. So I do all the ornament photography and all the product photography, and then also the videos. And I've been working on this for about a year because before I just had like a regular camera that I put above my hands with like a homemade wooden stand. But then as we started doing more live stuff, and then especially with like the Catch Up Your Kits and all that, where we were going to be doing live streams and Zooms and all that, I wanted to have an easier way to be able to show my hands and be able to talk on camera. So we got this all set up. And then over here, I made this like my own little secret hideaway spot. Hung some lights on the ceiling. You can't see that in the videos, but I just did that for me. This is like my hiding spot. You know, I am really hardcore introverted, and sometimes I need to get away from all the other people who live in this house. So this is where I go. And this is kind of new to me too. So, and I'm still working on it. As a matter of fact, you can see I am putting fake brick on the wall back here. These are foam bricks. I would not recommend doing this if you want a wall that really looks like brick because it does not look like brick. But in the video, you can't tell. So I'm still working on that. And the other thing too is I was kind of hoping to soundproof in here a little bit because when everybody's here working in the shop, which is right on the other side of this wall, it's super loud. I can't do any videos or anything. So even with the foam, it's not really helping, but I kind of just try to do my videos at night or on weekends so that I can, you know, do it in quiet. Although I still get the sandhill cranes outside making lots of noise. Oh, and this is my personal fabric stash. So there was no more room out here for my fabrics once we put all that on there. So I still like to have my own personal stuff. So that's what all that is. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. I was gonna start the video like coming in from the outside, but it was way too loud out there. It was really windy. A storm was getting ready to come in, but I think it actually blew over. So maybe I'll do that. I'll walk outside and show you the front of the shop. Hopefully the wind won't be too terribly loud out here. So here is the front of the shop. And this used to be an airplane hangar, like I said, and we didn't have this garage door. The whole front of the shop was actually huge hangar doors, like they were like accordion style opening, and it took the whole front of the shop. So we realized we needed more of that wall space, and we, you know, those doors was not a good thing for us to have. But not just that, we also to be able to insulate the shop, and we couldn't insulate it with that because there was no air conditioning or anything in here. It was just completely an airplane hangar. It was dirty, gross, so we had a lot of work to do to make it like an actual shop. And then my fiance George made me that logo sign for above the door. It's got a little bit of glitter in it even, but you can't really see it very well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna scroll back up a little bit and make sure I didn't miss any questions. Thanks, Vicky. Vicky said, amazing job, Stacy, and you've done a great job with the hanger. Thank you. I've had a lot of help. Tracy said, wish I was closer. I'd love to work for you. It's fun. Sue said, looks like a fun place to be. It's fun, but it's definitely a lot of work. Like, it's more physical, I think, than most people realize. Everybody is exhausted at the end of the day, especially after shipping days, like our shipping week. That is a very tiring time. We're on our feet all day, boxing, bagging. Ursula said, great insulation. Ursula, I think you're talking about the foam bricks, right? Awesome. I think I lost a bunch of people when my first video went out. I'm going to have to find a way to combine them. How far ahead do you plan future kits and fabric purchases? So right now we're almost a year ahead. And we've also got something new upcoming that we're going to start telling you guys about soon, and we've been planning for that too. So it's almost like we're planning two things right now, but we're trying to stay a year ahead. We're trying to get a year ahead and then stay there. That's our goal. There's been a couple of times in the past couple of years where we've fallen behind and it's been very high stress. So we're trying to avoid that. I think lately though, we've really gotten a good handle on things. We're really far ahead. We're feeling really good. Oh, all the styrofoam. Yeah, that's true. The styrofoam is definitely good insulation. If you need help, I'm a teacher on summer vacation and live kind of close. Well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Where do you live? Phyllis said, how many people work with for you? Okay, so we have, in the shop, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We have 5 people who are here most days. One of our girls is only here 3 days a week. So then on the other 2 days, there's 4 people. That's not including me. So that's here in the shop. Then we've got Julia, who does a lot of our cutting up fabric, but she lives remote, like she lives a few hours away. We used to live nearby and we both moved away from where we met and where we originally started working together, but she still does all of it. So we've got her, that's 6. And then also online, of course, we've got the whole online team. So we've got the designers, Monica and Darlene, and then we've got our customer support girls, Maria and Sarah. And Sarah's also our Facebook group moderator. And then Janelle, of course, has been, I think, one of the ones that's been with me the longest. Janelle, if you're watching, you've been with me like almost 4 years now, and she does our billing stuff. So we've got however many that was, I can't, 10 or 11, something like that, not including me. Your shop is amazing, lots of hard work. Yes, thank you. It has been a lot of hard work, we're kind of, like I said, we're busting at the seams. Like luckily we're really organized because there's not a whole lot of space here, and we're kind of trying to figure out what are we going to do in the future for storage. I don't really want to rent anywhere separately. We actually did have a rented shop several years ago. And even though it was great, we needed it at the time. I love having this in my backyard. So I'd like it to stay that way. So we're just trying to kind of figure out what we're going to do. It might come down to just a storage unit, possibly for foam or something like that. But Leslie said, hi, Stacy, got my gorgeous flag charms today on a Sunday. Wow, that's awesome. The postal people are working hard. That's great. So I'm just kind of seeing if anybody has any other questions before I sign off. How many years you are in the business? Amelia, so for a long time, I actually started the Ornament Girl in 2005, I think. It was 2004 or 2005. When I started, I was selling finished ornaments. I started like on eBay. It really started to explode like 2015. That was the year that we started the club. Even before the club started to grow, well, even before I started the club, that year really things started to really pick up. I started doing a lot of kits and stuff like that, and that's when I kind of came up with the club idea. But then when the club happened, that's when it just exploded. So a long time. That was a long answer to an easy question. Future idea, build up for all the foam only. Oh, like a building. Oh, build up. I think I understand what you're saying. Hey, Janice. So, yep, this is it. I'm just kind of hanging on for a second because I see some of you are just joining, and if you've got any questions. I know we get questions a lot about how we do things around here, and you can see it's not really glamorous. I mean, it's a shop. It's messy, and there's stuff everywhere. Yes, the Patriotic Angels. Yeah, there they are. I actually had to hurry up and hide our July ornament because I realized it was sitting here, and I'm not ready to show it to you yet. That's coming soon. But there are those, and then I've got the other ones over here sitting. And you can see I got one of those Amazon ornament hangers, and I have way too many ornaments hanging on that thing. It's going to fall over. And then I've got another one over here. I need to get a couple more of them. Debbie said, did I miss where you guys cut all the fabric? So out here is our 3 cutting tables. They are our cutting tables for 3 months of the, or 3 weeks of the month. And then for 1 week of the month, they become the boxing tables when we're getting this shipment ready. And then also we've got a cutting table over here, which right now is covered up with a whole bunch of stuff. But normally this is another cutting table. And then if it comes down to it and somebody needs another cutting table, we've got one in here. So this here, my table, doubles as a cutting table. Could we get the material for the band to match pre-cut fabric? That's a good idea. I've tried to think of like ways to do it. Yeah, but that's a good idea because I know that would be really helpful. We do have the fabric by the quarter yard now. We just started doing that in the last year. And then also we have those swirls, and those could be used for a band also. But yep, I hear ya. Patriotic Angels. That's these. Well, here's the finished one. And I'm getting ready to do the video for that. Here's the working prototypes. Get a tall tree for all the ornaments to be on. You know what? Okay, so I got a tree for in here for my little sitting room here, but it's not enough, I don't think. I think I need a little more space. I actually want to get a pink tree for in here, actually. Debbie said, I'm still amazed that you call the fabric by hand. I know, and our one girl, Julia, is actually the one who does most of it herself, and she is unbelievable. I actually really want to do a video with her one day. We've been talking about it for forever, for her to show all of her tips for cutting, because I don't even know how she does it. And then she makes a blade last forever. I don't know how she does it. Stacy, you ought to design Ornament Girls t-shirts for us to buy. We've thought about that. You know, we've had lots of ideas for merch. I mean, we've come up with a couple of things that we've even got in the shop now, but we've thought about other ideas for merch, and it's like, do we want to go in that direction? Do we not want to go in that direction? But I feel like it would be really fun. Can we get the cord for the angels? I'm hoping to be able to start offering that soon. Garland across the ceiling. That's a great idea. Cutting tips video would be awesome. Yeah, we want to. We should have done it before we both moved. That's how long we've been talking about it. We both used to live near, well, I lived in Port Charlotte and she lived near there in Arcadia. And we both moved 2 years ago, and we totally should have done it then. And now it would be a little bit harder for us, but I think we still should. She's got so many amazing tips. What is the cord for the angel heads? So I get mine directly from a manufacturer, but what I would recommend is the sparkle string from May Arts, and I think that I saw recently that they're currently sold out. I'm sure they'll have it again soon. That's the problem with May Arts. I like May Arts a lot. They have great quality ribbon, but they're always sold out of things. They are always sold out, and it's very aggravating. Yes, Sarah, I saw that. That's a great idea. The garland for hanging the ornaments. That's a really great idea. I like that. I could maybe do it in here. I've got the lights in there right now. Maybe I could just kind of like put them through there a little bit. Awesome. So tomorrow we are going to be labeling all of these, and then Tuesday morning they're going out. And also tomorrow is the pattern day, so the pattern's going to be up on the website. We're getting all that finished up today. It's all going to be ready for you in the morning. Patricia said May Arts expects to have more in July. Good. Yep, they're sold out of so many things all the time. It's so annoying. Hopefully we'll be able to start having it by the yard here. I'm working on that. Our supply chain was crazy for these couple of months. Things are finally getting back to normal. So maybe offer the merchandise to folks that have been with you for a special period of time, such as 5 years, or to recognize, oh, I'm trying to see the rest of that comment. Or recognize something special, but not all the time. Make the merchandise something that we can work to get and make that special for us too. It's a good idea. We have a couple of ideas in the works, but yeah, I love that. Thanks, Leslie. So anybody have any other questions about the shop? Oh, Charlotte, I just got a pop-up that says Charlotte wants to be in my video. Charlotte, that's cool. I've never seen this. Charlotte, I think I'm adding you to my video. I hope that's what you meant to do. I'm wondering, like, are you going to pop up here? It says adding. I just realized, I hope that this video isn't like super shaky because I'm walking around holding my phone and it just kind of occurred to me that it's probably shaky. So Charlotte, it says adding and it just keeps blinking adding. So I'm just going to let it go for a minute and see what happens. I didn't even know you could do that. And it looks like so far we can't do it. So I guess we'll see. And I'm also kind of scrolling back up and seeing if I missed anything. Chord for the Angels. Charlotte, I don't know what happened, but now it's maybe you can try again. I don't know. Maybe it's my internet connection too, because I already went out once. Phoebe said video is fine. Oh, you know what? It might have went pixelated when I was trying to add Charlotte on here. Or maybe my internet connection is also going out a little bit. Enjoying the tour. Purchased my first ornament from you way back in your Etsy or eBay days. Ooh, that would have been a long time ago. Yeah, eBay is where I started. I kind of went on Etsy a little bit, but I'm not a fan of Etsy. So, I mean, I love the sellers on Etsy. I'm just not a fan of Etsy. So, I didn't do too much there. Will you be doing another Zoom class? Yes. I don't know when yet. We're definitely going to do more of them. We have loved doing them. I just don't know when the next one's going to be because we had a pretty crazy month trying to get a bunch of other work done. And so I just really didn't get it on the books. But as soon as I do, I will let you guys know. Yes, there definitely will be another one though. Debbie said, I'm so impressed with your work area. Thanks for showing us around and making it all the more personal for us. I retold your story about how you came out with your hobby to business many times. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Love looking at your shop. I don't see how you do it every month. Sometimes I don't see how we do it every month either. I mean, all joking aside, it has gotten a little hairy at times, but I feel really good about things right now. We are in a good place. We're really organized. We're far, plan far ahead for the future. We've got some new stuff coming up that I absolutely cannot wait. I know I've hinted at it a couple of times. I think I hinted it on a couple of our Zoom calls, but we have some new things coming up that I just absolutely cannot wait to tell you guys about. I mean, I'm like bursting at the seams. So yeah, things are going really well. Luann said, I've really enjoyed those classes. I'm so glad to hear that. It was kind of a learning thing for us, doing those, and then of course that last one, we had all sorts of tech issues. So everything's always a learning thing, I guess, but we really love doing them. And it feels it's like it just feels so much more personal, where we can go face to face with you guys and bring you on camera and talk to you and see your ornaments. We love it. Your place is huge and the work you do is amazing. Thank you. This place we thought was enormous when we first moved in, and it's amazing how small it's gotten, but we just try to stay really organized so that we can fit everything. Like I said a little while ago, we're still trying to figure out how we're going to keep expanding. And I have a problem with wanting to get supplies way in advance. George thinks I'm a hoarder. And maybe I am a little bit. I mean, this is like pretty bad, I guess. But it causes so much stress when I know I don't have what we need on hand, and I know how much we need, so it's hard to get. So the further in advance we have things, the better I feel. It just really really helps my mind, set my mind at ease. But yeah, we definitely have a lot of fabric. Thanks, Teresa. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything I forgot to show you. That's right. Leslie said we're not hoarders, we're prepared. That is right. The funny thing is I'm kind of a minimalist, like in my house. I don't like to have a lot of things sitting around. I'm pretty minimalist, but when it comes to the craft stuff, always, even before I had this shop, I mean, my craft room always had, you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. You always think, well, I might need that one day. I might use that one day. Or what if I need more and I don't have enough and I can't find it? That's the worst. Fabric heaven. Yep. When doing the videos, the person making the order needs to make sure their hands and fingers aren't blocking what they're doing. Okay, yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind. Sometimes it can be hard, like while we're doing it, to you're trying to pay attention to what you're doing. You're making the ornament, and the camera is above, so it's like it can be hard to keep it turned up. But I think we're all getting better at it. I mean, it's definitely one of those things that is a work in progress. I'll show you. I don't know if you were here, Phoebe, when I was showing the video part, but like right here is the work station, and then up here is the camera on the ceiling. And so even though I'm sitting here, you have to aim it up, to the camera. And sometimes it can be a little bit hard, but yeah, definitely something that we're working on. Awesome, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And sorry that the first part of this video cut out. Maybe I can splice them together and then re-upload it to the group. I was thinking about putting it on YouTube too, but I feel like it was a little too messy. All right, guys. I think that's about it. I think I've told you everything. I've shown you everything except the bathroom. I don't think anybody wants to see the bathroom. So I'll just keep watching comments too. If anybody has any other questions about the shop or any of it, let me know. Just put it in the comments and I will come back and answer as I can. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Leslie said, I do. You always make me laugh. Thanks, Debbie. Yep, they're going out. Hopefully, well, not hopefully. I was going to say hopefully tomorrow, not tomorrow, because we're going to be putting labels on tomorrow. They're going out on Tuesday, and hopefully in the morning. That's what we're aiming for. They're coming. They always come in a truck now, in a moving truck, and pick them up all at one time. So we have to wait until they get the truck and get it out here. But aiming for the morning on Tuesday. All right, guys. Have an awesome night. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.